Hey, historians, welcome back to another great episode of the Historically Haunted Vodcast. We are in season 2. If you guys saw the New York Times or the New York Post that I was in, they ran a little bit about me, did an interview with me, and they called me the paranormal celebrity, but they're all excited. And I was actually trending in New York Times for a couple hours, almost a day, about the Historically Haunted Vodcast. I'm having a lot of people on from season 1. I'm trying to get some of the great guests I haven't talked to in a while, because they're all friends with me now. But I want to meet new people. I want to get to learn to meet new people. I have a lot of new friends on Facebook through the Warren Legacy Foundation for Paranormal Research. That's my sister now that I'm bringing on. Hey, Betsy Lou. Thanks for joining us early. Appreciate you so much. But Jenna Perry, this chick here, I met her in like a group conversation type thing with the Warren members. And she was really cool into horror movies and all that good stuff, into freedom, kind of a hippie type chick. And I said, I got to have her on. She's involved with a lot of stuff. She's actually the owner of Ghost. I already messed up how to say it. Okay. Edit. She is the owner. Let's just say first. She's the owner of Ghost Bitch with 2 eyes, ghostbitchapparel.com, one word. She's an investigator for Ambulans in Note. It's Latin. I'll let her pronounce it. That's going to be on PARAflixx. You guys know PARAflixx. A lot of you better be fucking subscribed to that. And like I said, she's my sister at the Warren Legacy Foundation. So without further ado, what's up, Jim Brown? How are you, my brother? I'm going to bring on Miss Jenna Perry. I'll go out a little bit. Is that better, you think? Or, well, close is good, right? We can see you there. What's up, Jenna?
Hey, how's it going?
Good. How do you pronounce your upcoming show on the PARAflixx network?
Ambulans in Nocte. It means walking at night.
That's fucking dope.
Thank you.
My girlfriend Heather Kennedy says hello, everyone. She checks in. Jim Brown says hi to everybody all tuning in now. So I'm going to start right off the bat. We had a little chit chat backstage, get to know you a little bit. Very, very cool. Very empowering young lady who's been through a lot of stuff. So what keeps you? Or actually, no. How about this? I'm going to start the question. Where did you start with all this stuff? What gets you into spooky shit, graveyards, paranormal, horror movies?
From as far back as I can remember, like literally 3 years old, my grandmother and my mom are incredibly spiritual women, very powerful women. That's where I get it from. In our house, though, they were Catholic. It was very like gypsy-esque. Like they had this whole like world that revolved around the dead and their traditions revolving them.
What kind of religion we talking about? Or are we talking like Santeria? Are we talking? I mean, you say Christian, but are they what ethnic are you? Are they? I guess.
I mean, my grandmother was all French. I have a little bit of everything in there. But it's our uniqueness. Like I can't even though I grew up in such a house where like if you don't pray, you're going to hell. At the same time, they were the most superstitious group of women, and so the dead were just talked about so openly in my house at all times, like either talking to God, talking to loved ones, seeing dead people was like a thing in my house. Talking to dead was a thing, and so that was the way I grew up. I also had my biological father, who was a practicer of the dark arts. Unfortunately, he was a very dark fella. We had a lot of experiences in our house that were pretty terrifying and awful. And I don't know, he left when I was very young. So I don't know if that was like a way to connect with him a little bit, like find out who he was, what he was into. But I started reading up on demonology and occult and trying to figure out why he was the way he was, trying to explain it.
Wow. So you have, hey, Kenneth Drake, medium Kenneth Drake. That's a big powerhouse guy right there. Michelle Rack says, hey, everyone. What's up, Michelle? And Jim Kelly's in. Jim Kelly, spirit photographer. So I want to get back on track about that. It sounds like you got a little bit of a Harry Potter situation. You got Voldemort as your old man, and you got like Dumbledore as your mom. You got the good and the bad kind of in the same household, opening doors, both of them.
Which is
opening
really
doors.
Yeah, that's what our new show is completely revolved around. So me, on all of my teams, they call me the dark queen, like the darkness, right? Like I just live in the dark, and that's my energy. And it doesn't mean like a negative darkness. It's a beautiful darkness. That's what I've always studied, again, to understand my father and to understand these experiences that I've personally had that I can't explain, that were dark, and what brought those on, and how to get rid of them. And so our new show, Ambulance in Nocte, on PARAflixx, that'll be out soon. It's actually a documentary.
I love documentaries.
Focusing on the dark. And then Mike Hatcher, one of the executive producers of PARAflixx, he's the light. He's trying to bring out the lighter stuff. We're trying to see how that energy contrasts, right? Like what I bring on, what he brings on, how we manipulate that energy together.
Whoa, oil and vinegar, oil and water. I guess you want to see if it molds or if it's.
Yeah, and I think that's really cool because it's not something you ever really see. Like, you know, like what do I bring to the table? How do I get rid of that? Because that's personally on investigations what I bring to the table. Bindings, banishings, that's really what I try to focus on.
That's deep. That's not just, you're not just going to place and going, can you say my name? Can you move this item? What color is my hair? You're literally diving in. You're getting past that weekend warrior bullshit, and you're getting deep involved for real answers here. That's pretty cool. That's refreshing.
I have 3 teams, technically. I have Mike Hatcher.
Ooh.
I have our team, my original team. Frank Frank's the team leader. He's the reason why, honestly, I am at all what I am and who I am. He brought me into the Warren Legacy Foundation, vouched for me, told them I belong there. And he's the one, him and Bullfrog Benjamin on my team. They're the reason I'm in this and involved with any of this. Before them, I was just a weird girl hunting ghosts on her own. So now, but each team brings something so unique. Like my team in New York, House of Anubis with Frank Frank and Bullfrog Benjamin, Nate Banker. We're more of like a go-to places in New England and investigate. It can be home investigation spots, wherever, which home investigations are personally my jam. Mike Hatcher and I go to, from PARAflixx, we go to haunted locations. But with this binding and banishing thing, I have this group of witches, demonologists, psychic mediums here in Vermont that I work with. And that's what we do. We go into people's homes and we rid of that negative energy.
That's where it's at. I love the personal rush of going to St. Albans Asylum in Virginia or Eastern State Penitentiary or Lizzie Borden's house, but to go and to help someone who's had the same, like, we kind of know if we see a ghost or something, we kind of fucking dig it. But your average, what do they call them from Harry Potter? Muggle. Your average muggle doesn't know what it goes. They don't know if it's a loved one reaching out, if it's residual. It's just they don't fucking know, and they're scared shitless, and they don't want people to think they're crazy. So they reach out to people like you.
That's it. So, I mean, as somebody who's experienced the paranormal my whole life, where do you turn, you know?
Dan.
Who believes you? Where do you go? As much as I dig going to haunted locations, I love helping people because I've been afflicted by paranormal to the point where I was going to lose my mind. Like, I thought I was crazy with this experience that I had for 2 years. And I everything to get rid of it. And when I say everything, I mean everything. And it took this witch that I met here who's like, you know what you're doing. You know how to get rid of it. Get the fuck rid of it. And I was like, okay, yeah, this is what I do. Like, I got to remember. But I love, I mean, that's why we're in the Warren Legacy Foundation, you know, one of the biggest paranormal foundations in the world. They help people. And Joe Frankie and Chris McKinnell, I mean, Ed and Lorraine Warren's grandson, Chris McKinnell, and Joe Frankie, who helps run the foundation. I absolutely love speaking to them because they center me and focus me and remind me, like, we're not doing this to get famous. We're not doing this to celebrities. We're doing this, you know, they really help ground you. And that's what I like doing. I like helping people who are afflicted the way I was.
It's not easy sometimes. Jim says that's right. It's not, because sometimes you're putting yourself in danger for strangers, but you're trying to do almost God work. but like,
that's the thing. And I have to tell these people we home investigate for, like, we're not always miracle workers. And listen, like, I have a lot of people where I'll go into their homes and they look at me weird and they're like, you're a witch, you're a dark witch, are you bringing the bad energy? And I'm just like, bitch, listen, if I energy home, you're welcome. Like, you know, we're putting ourselves at risk to help other people, and that's okay because that's what we do. But when people if I brought the darkness, I'm like, you're absolutely insane. Like, no, I'm bringing your darkness home to help you.
It's like calling an ambulance and the guy showing up, go, you gave my husband a heart attack. No, motherfucker, I'm the ambulance driver. What did you call me? Like, what?
But you do have people like that. Every paranormal researcher knows that sometimes it's not paranormal activity. Sometimes it is the person, right? Maybe they're not mentally stable. Maybe they're not well. Maybe they're seeing things because there's a medical issue.
Hard drugs.
Yeah. Right. Maybe there's high EMF fields in their house. Maybe, you know, and it's like, we have had people be like, well, you didn't help me, or the activity kicked up. Well, that's not on me. That's not something I can control. I can only try and help you. I don't manipulate the dead. You know what I mean?
There's nothing guaranteed in this lifestyle that we're in. There's nothing guaranteed on any.
Yeah, but it is a hard industry regardless. I remember I was hanging out with somebody from my work at a bar, and I'd had a few drinks and we sat, and it was like the first time we hung out, and I'm sitting in the back of his car like sobbing, and I'm like, how do you have a career based on something so many people don't believe in and can't see, and like ask you if it's real? And it's like, your whole life, like, this is my whole life centers around this. You know what I mean? And it's so hard to explain to people when they're like, do you really believe in this? Like, do you know how much
and that's why I wanted you on this show. And obviously I'm friends with all the guys in the war. I mean, I'm actually, because of Joe Frankie, I'm the Northeast historian for the Northeast chapter for America. So Joe Frank and all of them, and of course Frankie Fong, who just the Dark Waters Con. I could have brought all them on with you, but you have enough to offer yourself, and you're very modest by dropping all of them and saying how much you helped you, which is great. But you've done a lot on your own. You and I talk, for what you've been through, you've overcome a shit ton. And instead of taking care of yourself, your kids, you're still helping people.
Important to me. Like, again, I left home at a really young age. I was, you know, I had a lot of issues. I you know, like we had talked about previously, I was raped as a teenager. It's why I have Tourette's, which might come out. You know, like, helping people is all I want to do. It really, really is. And I was at that Paracon as a member, thank you, of Frank's team, House of Anubis. And I got to run the Warren Legacy Foundation table for a little while.
Oh, Dark Waters? Oh, I almost win. Shit, you win?
Shut up.
Oh, fuck, I would have met you guys. Shit.
I met Padre, Father Kenneth, and Joe, and they're like two of the coolest people. I'm hanging out with an archbishop exorcist.
I love those dudes, bro. There are the people you want on your side.
So honored to meet these people that I hadn't worked with personally yet. And then I got to meet Patty Negri and Richard Lale, who are celebrities, the most, two of the biggest celebrities in the paranormal game. And we're hanging out at this haunted pub and we're dancing the night away. And I'm just looking around like, who the fuck am I right now? From Vermont, and I'm like meeting these people who I've idolized my entire life.
I hear they're really chill. I hear Patty's really a cool chick. She's down to earth.
Are like two of my favorite, and Kenneth and Joe, like, they are my new favorite humans. And like, you know, Archbishop Kenneth.
Oh, Lexi Rue thinks you're cute.
Oh, thanks, Lexi. Hi, Lexi.
You know her, Chasing Paranormal, right? Her and Brady.
I do. Yeah, I follow them and we talk sometimes.
I love them. I had them on last year. I had them on both on.
That's so great. But yeah, so I just like it was so humbling. I'm just like, I don't know how I got here. Where am I right now?
Oh,
Like,
you're just as good as them, but I get it. You're modest. That's why you're in the legacy. Your heart overshines. And like you guys, like she said, it's not a big we're gonna bark on it, but she's got Tourette syndrome. For someone who's not only, and I hate to say it because I think they're dominating the field, but in people's eyes, you're a female in the field. You have, obviously you're a mother. You're beating all the odds. You're literally you're dude. All right, hold on. So my girl, who's awesome, she's another cool chick in the field, Heather Kennedy. She would love you. She would love you. She would love the way you're. Way me and you were talking before the show. How you're like an Italian type chick like her.
thank you. Nice to meet you too.
Well, can you read the question? You want me to read it for you?
Um,
Nice to meet you, Jenna. She says. All right, cut you off. Have you done any studies on thought on mental illness versus the paranormal, or have you had any experiences yourself?
I'm openly gonna admit I'm also bipolar. For me, I consider myself, and I know a lot of people are like, oh, I'm a medium. I do not claim to be a medium. I'm not a medium. However, I am an intuitive girl. I'm an intuitive energy reader. It's what I do. I see thoughts in my head. They come to me, blit, it comes out like vomit. Like if I see your grandmother in my head, I'm going to tell you. Or if I feel your energy, I feel your past girlfriend afflicting you, I'm going to tell you. It just comes to me and I can't not get it out. For me, I think my mental illnesses, as you would describe, I don't know what else to call them, being a crazy chick, it helps me. It really does. Like, I feel like I've just like my third eye is open. You know what I mean?
Jim says that's awesome. You bring a big value to investigation. I think that's
kind
of what you're touching on.
And just that, but it's like really nice with these shows and stuff to like go to events and stuff. And like there was this kid, I talked about this in a podcast before. We had Martin Klebo with us from Pirates of the Caribbean in the show Scrubs. He was on our show.
Wow.
And this kid comes up at one of these comic book signings we were at, and he's like twitching out hard. And Martin was looking at him. And he goes, look, Jenna, he's just like you. And so I went over to him. This kid asked me for a picture and like wanted to hug me and shake my hand. And I was like, yeah. And I said, hey, buddy, you got Tourette syndrome? And he's like, yeah, I do. And I was like, so do I. And he's like, no way. And I was like, I do. They used to call me Twitch. And he's like, what? And it was so cool because I was like, before I got into the paranormal game, really, I was ashamed of it. It's something I didn't talk about. And now I'm just like, fuck it, I have Tourette's. Like, what? How am I going to explain this anymore? I really can't.
Fuck it, I got Tourette's. You know what? I'm overweight and I got a beard and I got ADHD. Fuck it sideways. Fuck them. Because you know what?
But it's something.
That's it, girl. You bring shit to the table. You believe in yourself. And I think the big thing here is, and I think it's a big thing with me, not trying to compare us.
Yeah.
It's the passion that we both have. I think you can
see
that.
Passion, man.
You got, look who checks in. Speak of the devil. What's up, Frankie? I'm going to have you on soon too, my friend. He says,
Jenna is a
star.
Gold star, and we love her. I love the team I've originally been with. I love them like brothers. They are fucking family, man. We are each other's biggest pain in the ass, but we would do anything for each other at the end of the day.
That's what it comes down to. That's what's missing. All this para-unity bullshit that people preach. Heather says, thank you. She completely understands. That's my girl, Heather the Witch. She's also a witch. We go to Salem quite frequently. She's into all that stuff. She's got all the... You and her would get along quite... Have you ever been to Salem? You must have been. You're in Vermont.
Like all the time. Salem knows me like I know Salem. Okay.
Like just like with Heather, when you get to the sign that says "Welcome to Salem," you just fucking almost like a body orgasm. It's just like, I'm home.
I'm amongst fellow freaks. Like and that's the way I feel. I feel so comfortable there. Yeah,
I want to ask you a question. I want to. Go ahead. Sorry.
No. Go for it. I want to hear your question first.
I want to go off subject a little bit because I want to get to know Zizriel Jenna. Let's talk horror movies, girl. What's one of your favorite? What's your favorite series or
classic? I'm a classic bitch. I mean, one of my all-time is Killer Clowns, but I'm a
oh my fucking god! The cocoons made out of cotton candy and popcorn guns and so stupid, but I loved it.
For me, I started watching horror movies when I was 5 years old. I don't know if that was on my parents, but I did. So I grew up like worshiping these movies and thinking how cool. And I have my bedroom is 70s and 80s horror theme, like wall to wall. I mean, I'm just like idolized, but I am a Michael Myers girl. Like he's my celebrity crush. Like please take my
Here he
bed.
is.
Do you
Looking at you.
like I'm like I like Ryan Reynolds and shit, but if I had to choose him and Michael Myers, I can tell.
Oh, check it out. Ryan Reynolds in a Michael Myers mask. Check it out. So I met the first Michael Myers.
Stop.
Yeah. And then I met the new one that died. Jamie Lee Curtis there. He's killing her. What'd you think of the new one? Are you upset that he's dead? You think he's coming back? That wood chipper fucked him up, man.
And stop coming back. First of all, don't come back. Don't come back. Like we've overdone it. Like we've killed it. We've killed the fucking dead. I didn't love this one. I didn't love it because I'm such a classic horror movie girl. Like bring me back to the classics, you know.
I watch the first one over any of them. The first 1 and 2. Even Season of the Witch is good.
When they come out on TV, I mean, I own them, of course, but I don't own a DVD player because who does anymore? But I'm just like, like it's Christmas for me. Those for me bring me the warm, snuggly feelings, like horror movies, not like bunnies and Hallmark movies and that stuff. It's like I get really comfortable with watching horror movies and Dateline, and I don't know why I'm sick like that, but I am, and I've always.
That a girl. There's nothing wrong with that. This cost me $80 at Salem at Count Orlocks. It's the real deal.
I love that shit. That is
Jenna.
Good one. See right there. I just got horny, Adam.
Oh shit! I don't. Oh shit! Edit. Hey, no, nothing. Don't hold nothing back, girl.
It's easy.
Mike Myers, man, he turns a lot of chicks on. That other girl, the serial killer podcast chick, likes him. My girl Heather loves Mike Myers, so I'm a Jason guy. I love Friday the 13th.
Let's Jason though.
Yeah,
I'm
they're all good.
All of my clothes, like all of my graphic t-shirts, are
sorry. Some people are saying they have. A lot of people talk about Halloween now and shit like that. Sorry, go ahead. You say like you have shirts, you have horror shirts and shit like that.
All of my clothes,
Free
if
from
they're
hell.
black, they're horror. Yes, yeah. And that's like my jam. That's what I do.
So give me another one. Give me a couple more for the fuck of it. You Stephen King fan?
I am a Stephen King fan, but again, I'm like a Pet Cemetery kind of girl, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, Misery. I love Misery. Like, fuck. I mean, that's like the classic of all classics.
I went to a thrift store in Maine. $5, the first edition. Get the fuck out of here, Christine Stephen King book, hardcover. $5. People be crazy. I get like $50 for that. I know. I get pumped.
While we're on that subject, I bought a used coffin one time. Yeah.
How?
It was 1800s. I bought it off this person who was like somehow like secretly selling it on eBay. They didn't like advertise it, but somebody's like, holy fuck, you know who would love this? And I bought it. And the fucking shitty thing is it did fall apart, of course, from the
I was like, your ex probably took it and destroyed it.
I know. I kept the wood. And they were like, ask. Yeah, I'm going to try to rebuild it. The first question they asked, though, was, did you get in it? And I'm like, within 2 seconds, I was in that fucker. Are you kidding?
Oh, my God. Heather, this chick is nuts.
Yeah, I wanted to feel that energy so bad. So bad. It was so...
chick to go into an insane asylum and go in the ice bath.
That's what I do. Actually, that's kind of what I'm known for is like, I am usually the only female on my teams. And I'm the one where they're like, okay, who wants to go in this dark room on the top floor and like put sensory stuff on their face, like strobe light goggles, blackout screen. Yeah, let's see if the dead contact you. And I'm like either or in a crawl space in an attic on my own. I'm like, oh, I want to do it. Please put me in there.
You're fucking twisted. Wow.
Bitch. Yeah, that's been established by everyone.
Heather, you ever come to Maine? Heather and I would love to take you out and show you some good places. There's a witch's grave in York. Have you ever been to Maine?
Oh my God, like a million times. Yeah.
Oh no shit. Oh, so your brother went to college in Bangor. Was it your brother or?
Yeah.
Okay, I remembered. Oh, speaking of my girl Heather, she has a question for you, Jenna. If you could live in any time period, which would you choose? Great question, Heather. That's the second great question, my love.
The original witch days, I gotta tell you, and that was a terrible period for them, but I would fuck shit up. Like if I could go back to the Salem witch trials, I would. I
Are
would.
you fucking kidding me? You really would with those fucking assholes?
Oh man, I would.
What was the name of their religion? Puritans. They're Puritans. They believed in nothing. You couldn't masturbate. You couldn't eat chocolate. You couldn't do shit.
I would just tear that shit up.
Oh, you'd be a brouhaha.
And I would run with it, and I would catch on fire and die. I would die burning proud that I like represent with my tits out for sure. Like I would fuck their whole shit up.
Oh my god, you and Heather need to hang out. Just like my girlfriend. That sounds like her. She'd run amok through Salem with her tits running through the streets, going "fucking burn me, catch me."
I would show them what a witch was.
Edit, cut. Oh my god, that's fucking amazing. And I honestly like, why not? Because they were fucking wrong. And even there's more witches in Salem now. The Satanic Temple is in Salem, so they fucking had it coming to them. They've all got karma back to them now.
That they weren't really witches. You know what I mean? Like these girls were not really witches.
You know what I don't get is the black girl Tituba admitted being a witch, and she lived. They let her go. They never hung her.
Yeah, and that's different circumstance, right? Like her background, her religion, if you look into it, like that's where she came from. I think that's a little bit of a different circumstance. And I think there was a little bit of other stuff at play there. But I mean, I would represent hard.
Oh my god, I could see you and my girlfriend just running through Salem with your fucking. Oh my god, that would be hard. I have to fucking get a fucking.
Works and like, yeah.
What does it say? Don't have a spell. However, do you have? Oh, she has disabilities to find, communicate. Or are you on a certain level? Sorry, so long. Okay, hold on. Don't have direct. However, spell it. Sorry. Does that make sense to you?
Do you find that certain spirits communicate with you on a certain level? Yeah, I do.
Sorry.
Again, I don't.
Nikki, thank you.
Yeah. So I don't claim to be a medium. However, the people on my team will tell you when they say intuitive, I mean that to the highest level. Like I'll walk into an investigation and be like, there, right there, there's a portal. Something significant is happening here. And I'm usually pretty accurate. Like I said, I'm an intuitive energy reader. So like whether it's a room of people that I can walk into and I've never seen this person in my life and just be like, whoa. Like that's a lot. Like I have to back up. I have to leave the premises, or I go into it and I'm like, that's a lot of pain and sorrow coming from that person. Again, having disabilities like really humbles me, opens me up in ways I think that I was really closed off to before accepting them and meeting them. I don't know if that
like a fear of being rejected or being like labeled or something. Yeah,
100%. Like I mean, I've always been the weird girl, even when I was not the weird girl. Like people still, even when I didn't look like the weird girl or do what I did, I was always, reading books on the occult and like studying and like doing everything I could at a really young age. So like just like now when I go to a party and I'm like, did you know that this person died blah 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 and who's been dead for 40 years, you know what I mean? Like I was like that then. And I didn't realize until I met my New York team, House of Anubis, I really didn't know there were people like me. I didn't know that there were other freaks like me and this eclectic group of people where we all bring our own thing and we all have these experiences and we're all so unique. And I just didn't realize that exists. And when I met them, it felt like home. I felt safe and I felt like I could be the weird girl with Tourette's who likes to read too much and nerd out to ghosts, And now I'm like, I've grown into my own where I'm like, fuck you. I do whatever I want. I don't care. Always going to be the weird girl. And if you don't like it, you probably shouldn't be around me.
You've grown to accept yourself and live in your own skin without feeling. And that makes sense. it's tough because I was always the kid when we went to high school trips to historical societies. I was always the one actually paying attention. Everybody else is out there fucking fiddle fucking around and flirting with chicks. And what is that? I'm gay because you don't. No, that's like history, asshole. Now here I am with a show that I get paid for. Here I am being a fucking historian for the War and Legacy Foundation because I followed my heart and I didn't give a fuck, right?
Everybody now is like, all the popular jocks in school who didn't look your way is like, you're so cool, that's so cool. And it's like, like it's kind of like take a hike. But
yeah.
Okay, now it's like I'm fire on the inside because I feel powerful. I feel in my own skin, and that's a confidence that radiates from inside. Like I don't
people.
Shit. I'm always gonna be the weird girl. I am totally fine with that because I'm living in my own truth.
Jim Brown says, right on. Fucking right. Jim's a great dude. Jim's from Bridgeton, Maine. He had me come to a meeting they had with this wildebeest type creature thing. The wolf burrow. The wolf obesus, some sort of cryptid animal. So good Jim Brown, good people.
Nice. Did you see it?
The Wolf of Boomis, that's what it is. No, it's like it was like in Freiburg, North Conway, New Hampshire, Freiburg, Maine. And it was seen in like the 1970s, 80s. And it was like this half wolf, half almost like a bobcat head with like a fucking with like a Dr. Seuss type of tail creature. Very odd. So it was cool to see it. We get to see the house where 12 people died in.
Well, if you ever go back there, I'm only like an hour and a half away from there.
I was gonna say, Jenna, that'd be fucking great. Me and Heather, we try to. I've been to like Chudder's, New Hampshire, Littleton, a couple places.
Littleton, Jesus, I gotta go there.
Littleton's got the carriage house that's haunted.
Yeah.
Yes, and then if you go down the highway, it's where Betty and Barney Hill get abducted by the aliens.
Yeah, that's right near us. That's like really, really close to us.
Jenna, yeah. Well, me and Heather are going to stop you guys and get down there and do some fucking shit. Because winter don't stop me. I don't know if you guys watch my YouTube channel, which historians, please subscribe. I'm almost at 200. Adam the Historian goes on YouTube. I just got done going to one of the filming sites from the Creep Show. Thanks for the ride, lady, when the black dude's on the car. Like 40 times. Oh, Jenna dropped us. Oh, my head hurts.
I just ticked out. I had a nice little Tourette's moment and fucked up my.
She was shy and uncertain. Now she's certainly not shy, Mr. Frank says.
And that's one thing I remember filming our documentary for the first time and having a celebrity there. And like, I remember having taken way too much of my anxiety medicine and having for 3 days while filming, trying to wrap up the episode, and it was an all-night investigation. And I remember my mom calling me and I just started sobbing, and she's like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "I'm not an actor. I'm a paranormal investigator and I don't know what I'm doing." And I was so scared. And now people, and I'm like, I'm not fucking here to act. If you ask me to say something, I'm going to tell you no, which is what I said then as well, but that didn't go over great. They just stopped listening to me as soon as they could see I could not fucking act. Like, I am a truth teller. It comes out like vomit, and I cannot fake shit. I wear my heart on my sleeve. So please don't ask me to do anything you want me to do if it doesn't come from your heart, because I'm not do it. And so now it's like this kind of stuff, and like being in front of a camera or vodcast or whatever, I'm just like, I could do this naked with my eyes closed, because I'm just like, you realize that, like, again, you're just spitting your truth. You're just having a conversation with somebody and telling them what you're about, and people are interested in what we do. I mean, we have the coolest fucking job in the world. We really
fucking right we do. You're fucking right we do.
No other job is ever going to compare. You can have a 9-to-5 job anywhere you want, and it's not going to be as fucking cool as the job we do. We're always going to be chasing that high.
Preach. Yes, fucking A. Goddamn, have you wrote in a book yet? Because you better fucking start. Goddamn, she's right, guys. Because people like me and her, I almost died in a car accident. She's been through some brutal stuff. People have abused her. And she's gotten, disabilities because of it. People like me and her and other people, you guys watching, have been through the ringer, but yet we still trug forward. Instead of sitting there going, "Oh, what are you going to do? Woe is me." We're like, let's fucking go at it, right?
Let's kill it. Like, the more you tell me I can't do something. I mean, I just had a major surgery 5 days ago.
And there were in the bed. You were in the
Yeah.
bed all fucking. I go, oh boy.
Yeah, they're like, you're not gonna walk for 2 weeks. I cleaned my entire house 2 days ago. I cooked dinner every night.
You're doing a podcast now. I didn't even think about that when I asked you. What an asshole! I couldn't even have. Oh.
Walking around living my normal life because I'm like, tell me I can't do it, bro. Tell me I can't do something.
Just don't tell me I gotta put on pants if it's a podcast.
Like, is this live at podcast? Because I'm gonna have to wear pants if it is.
I go, no, I said, if it's the waist up, you don't fucking need to. She's like, oh, okay. I'm like, what the fuck? That's the first time. No one's ever said that on.
Underwear and knee-high socks, and I was like, can I really just rock this? Like, that's iffy. What if I like itch and move or like?
Oh, my girl Heather, see, she's down. Pants optional. I tell you, you guys are fucking two peas in a twisted pod. A witchcraft twisted pod. But you're part of a good organization. You wouldn't be a schizo nut that no one would trust it if we got you in the War Legacy. Sure, you're crazy. Sorry. I am too, you know, but they trust us. And crazy's good. Like you said earlier, you mentioned about your father. Darkness can also be light. It's not necessarily bad, right?
I find so much, there is no darkness without light, you know what I mean? And like people can say whatever they want about me, that I'm scary, or you know, if you're a witch, you're a dark witch, or this or that. And I'm like, you have no idea how much softness and beauty there is to me. I love living in the dark because it's so fucking beautiful. And I love other people's light, man. Dark and light, they go to each other and they attract each other, and that's what it's all about.
Just like in the dark, people need to find you. You're not clearly visible. Like you're there, but you're not. And it's like they really want to get to know you. They better find you in the dark. Otherwise, don't bother looking, right? That's what it's about. You got Frankie feeling guilty. That was the production, just to clarify, not from me, Frankie says.
No, yeah, that was production.
Yeah, she knows, yeah.
You know, wanted us, and they didn't like manipulate the show in any way. It was not like a say you found this. It was more of a like, hey, can you repeat this line to touch on what you just saw? And I was like, no, I literally cannot.
I love that. You stand your ground, girl.
If it's not coming from my head, but like Frank actually was the one who was like, also like, fuck you. No, like, I'm not asking. Frank's an actor. Frank's, you know, he's a talented guy. He's been in a ton of shit and knows all the celebs and is like, okay. And he's like, that's what he does. That's not what I do. And both
this isn't the fucking Holzer Files or the fucking Ghost Hunters. And I love all those guys. I'm friends with Pittman and all them, but you know, that's all bullshit. I'm sorry. And a lot of that is scripted bullshit. And I'd rather just, yeah, you're right, man. I'm sorry.
I want to be known. Like my goal, my dream is for not being a face. I want to be heard, not seen. I want to be known for knowing something, for contributing at least. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Want people to hear me and what I have.
That's why Chris McKenna loves you. That's why you're in the Legacy. That's why you fit in. Frank gave you the word. How could they not want you in the fucking thing? Your head is small, even though it's obviously proportioned well on your body, but it's you're not blown up. Oh shit! No, my head hurts. My head's small because you dropped me twice.
Compliment I've ever gotten. Thank you.
Lilac. I appreciate that. Thank you for taking that compliment. Lilac. An avid listener. Thank you, Lilac. You're fucking there like every week. You're the awesome chick. Regardless of our title, she says we have an obligation as seers and to the other side of the world. And I think you agree, obviously.
100%. I think there's a lot of people.
No worries, John.
You know, I get a lot of people who reach out to me every day on social media. It's one of the reasons I keep my social media very small and very private. I get probably 50 friend requests a day from tarot readers and psychics. And I don't put a lot of stock into that, right?
And
like a lot of people, yeah.
Sorry.
People, don't send me your wiener. And like I always,
what is wrong with males?
I don't know. Like I always say, if you're going to send somebody a picture like that, clean your goddamn fingernails. It's not a good look. Certainly.
Shit.
But I do consider myself a seer, and I absolutely do consider that to be an obligation. And I think you're 100% right.
Fucking Heather, you have a nice proportional head you got there, Jenna. You guys are fucking. Oh man, if I get you guys together, we had a couple drinks, it'd be fucking. I don't know, it'd be fun, I think, but it'd be fucking. I'd be outnumbered.
I'm going to Maine. I'm going to Maine.
Oh shit! Well, we got snow. You wouldn't like. We got here in Vermont. You got snow too.
I'm gonna take over Maine, Heather. You and I.
Oh my god, you guys would fucking tap dance all over Bangor or Portland. Lilac says, just remember, we used to not be accepted at any social format. I mean that were parlor tricks rich people did because they wanted to see something and feel. That's true. A lot of times, Miki, like you look at the girl at the Winchester House, she hired seances. It's almost like a thrill for the rich people. But
that's one of the things I have an issue with, like some of the people I work with, or just acquaintances here, especially in Vermont, because I'm new back to Vermont. People will have me over to their parties, over to their house, and they'll be like, guess what Jenna does? She can read you, let her read you. And like, I don't even get to hang out or have a fucking beer, man. I've got like 20 people down the line because I'm a fucking parlor to them, you know, like, let's see. And don't get me wrong, there are times when I'll just randomly go up to one of them and be like, I have to touch your body. I have to feel your blood course through your veins. Like, I feel you. I can feel you so fucking hard. Let's talk about it. But yeah, I like always kind of feel like a parlor trick everywhere I go. You know what I mean? Like that, like I'm an animal at the zoo, man. Everybody wants to get to know it. Everybody wants to touch it, and it's exotic, you know? And that's a hard thing because sometimes you want to feel like you fit in a little bit. Like you can just.
Yeah, like, do you guys like me because I'm me or because of what I could? Like me, dude, I get people all the time. Hey, what's a cool spot here? Hey, what's a good movie site? Like, oh, like you don't want to bring me with you, but you want me to give you the info for free. Fucking Wikipedia, dude.
Yeah, or bring me on an investigation with you, or hundreds of people from high school I don't even talk to, like upperclassmen guys that are like, you're so unique and that's sexy and I love what you do. You guys wouldn't even, you guys were those fucking jocks that wouldn't, you know, like even give me the time of day back then. But now I'm hot or cool, or what I do is hot and cool. And I'm just like,
you don't
like,
buy it.
I don't, because I'm like, you're, you know, and you got these guys that like hit on you and you're like, you're miserable in your relationship and I wasn't cool to you then, but I'm fucking cool to you now. Like, kick rocks. Like, I'm not with that. Like, what I do personally, to me, fun to me, exciting to me, I'm not here to be your excitement. I'm not here to entertain you.
You're not here to do parlor tricks at fucking parties. Like, oh, read my tarot. It's Halloween time. Woo. Then fuck.
I do tarot. Yeah. I do tarot, and I'll read it on the side for like a friend or something, you know. Like, I'm not there. Like, I also don't charge people to each their own, but I don't like charge people for tarot readings.
I love a tarot reading at some point. With my mom passing away, I saw my grandfather die in front of me when I was 14. My first entity I saw at 9, my other dead grandfather. And I always get different readings, and it's usually pretty good. I'd love to get one at some time if you're not busy. Not trying to put you on the spot.
Again, it's an energy reader. Like, sometimes, like, a lot of people will call me and be like, can you give me an energy, you know, over video? And sometimes I can. Sometimes, like, man, like I was talking to one of my friends, Evan, who's from home in New York, and I was like, man, I fucking feel you so hard, bro. Like, I feel you, and I want to like rap with you about that. Like, I want to have a conversation. Like, I fucking feel your feelings right now. And there are certain people I can do that with, and some people I can't. Like, some people I have to physically touch, physically see. Some people you can't even reach. Some people, for whatever reason, are so blocked off. They just that's really rare. But there are people like that. But yeah, I would love to give you a reading. I can feel quite a bit of energy from there. So
I'm very open with things. I was at a head-on collision back in 2020, and the dude took off, never found him, and I died for about like 38 seconds. I guess I lived through the accident, but then I died in the ambulance. But then they paddled me and the whole night. And ever since then, man, I'm on borrowed time, so I'm going to Stephen King sites. I'm spending the night at Lizzie Board, and I'm going to Salem, and I'm living just like you. I think you've been through the ringer for someone who's so young, and I mean that with all the respect. You know, I'm not trying to be disrespectful. Like, you take life by the balls, and you just.
I do think, other than like my upbringing, that is why I am the way I am. I was also in a really significant car crash where I should have died, and I was with I had two babies, thank you, at the time. And I remember the chief of police here in Lindenville, where I live, looking at me and saying, "I don't know how any of you walked away from this. I have zero idea."
Wow.
Somebody who's gone through what I go through, yeah, I'm always seeking that, like, I am going to live life to the very fullest. I want to, the way I describe it is like, I want to grab life by the balls. I want to see life, fuck life, taste life. I want to experience life in every single way before I leave this world. And that's so in my personal relationships and my friendships and my family. Like, you don't get anything half-assed. Like, you get me all the way or not at all, because that's just how I am as a person.
That's fucking strong. I'm sorry. We're talking to Jenna Perry from the Warren Legacy Foundation, from Ghost Bitch with Two Eyes, apparel.com. She's also got some content on PARAflixx coming up. And she's a mother. She's a human. She's a female. And I think above all that, she's just a beautiful spirit that knows what the fuck life's about. And it's not about bullshit. Sure, it's cool. Videos are cool. Little knickknacks are cool. Horror movies, music. But when it comes down to it, you're really into, yeah, you know what's up. You don't want to just come here like people think, oh, if I'm on TV, if I'm on Paranormal 911, I made it. Like, that don't mean shit. I'd rather save 10 families and save myself than be on a fucking TV show, bro. Fucking who cares?
100%. And speaking of TV shows, I'm gonna plug my other show coming up called
please do.
Verifull Files, with Frank Frank, Bullfrog, Benjamin, Nate Banker. We're gonna be coming out with a
NJ Banker. Yes, I'm friends with him. I'm friends with all you fucking cats. Real quick.
Brilliant.
We got a question from Nikki Ray and Nicole Gaspard. She's a medium with the Warren Legacy Foundation out of California. She's also an author. She wants to know if you can remote view.
Yeah.
So you say you're not a medium or psychic, but I feel like you're clairvoyant or you're an empath. You kind of get spiritual.
I don't want to put that out there, but like, if I have to put a name to it, I'd say clairvoyant. Things come to me. I know them to be factual. I know they are.
You know what I mean?
So if I see them, there's a reason I'm seeing them. And people in my life will tell you I don't often get it wrong because I'm so open to it. I don't know if it's like a genetic thing. I don't know what it is, because again, the women in my family were like that.
Your mother, your grandmother, even your father, you sounds like everybody. And I want to say real quick, do you ever feel like it's impulsive? Do you feel like this comes on and you're just like, I just got to do or say something? Do you feel like you're just, you know what I mean?
Constantly. And it's funny because, like, again, I hang out with a lot of normies, like a lot of I mean, it's hard to find anyone like me in this area. So the people that I hang out with are very eclectic, very different, but definitely not like me. And so I go places and their friends are there, or I'm at a party and I'm just like, again, it just like, man, like, I have to tell you what I see, because I see, like, it's a voice, right? It's an image or a voice. I don't know why I see it, but it comes to me and I have to answer it. I have to listen to it. It's coming to me for a reason. It wants it to be said. Wow. You got me, like, I have this one local guy here who asked me to do a reading at the bar that I work at one night. And I read him and, like, I can't stop reading him. He's stuck. And I just, like, every day it's new. And I can hear it, and, like, I have to keep talking to this person. He's going through a lot of pain. I can feel his pain always, but I feel more than that. And I see these images, and, like, I can help him because I see, like, it comes to me, like, and I just get overloaded sometimes.
No. It reminds me of just it's the real deal. It's like Ghost meets The Shining meets just, it's, Professor X. Well, I guess brings you to a question. I don't want to cut you off from where you were going with that, but do you set boundaries with this stuff? Do you say not now?
No. Oh, to these things?
Well, just when it comes on, like if you're dealing with your children and something hits you and you're like, not now, I got to deal with my kids. My life's first. Do you put boundaries?
I don't, because again, there's never been a moment where something has come to me not for a reason. And when it does, I have to get it out. Like it's like a burp you're holding in. Like you can try, and I always tell people, I'll look at them first and I'll be like, I'm sorry. I got to touch you and I got to tell you. And you might not like what I'm going to tell you.
Oh,
And
that's the hard part.
that's it. But I can't not say it. I can't not. And my friends know, my family know when I start tapping my temple.
That's your giveaway. Oh, everybody's got a little twitch, a little thing they do, and yours is.
I'll start going and then I'll go, like I can feel it. Like
Whoa.
over me like water, like warm fucking water. And I just have to get it out or it's gonna hurt almost. Like it's gonna stay with me. What you need, what's with you is gonna stay with me. And I already have so much shit in there. I can't take any more of your shit. Like yeah. So I mean, I've probably dumbed it down a little, unfortunately, these days. Again, it's the area I live in. People I'm surrounded by. It freaks people the fuck out, man. Sometimes they're really yeah, it does.
Yeah, I know. With all the shows and the Warrens and the Conjuring, people are getting more used to what we do, but they still freaks them the fuck out.
Freaks them out. Like I remember at work at my current job, I was walking down the hallway one day and there are these 3 big lights above me. And as one of the workers and I are walking under the lights, each one of them turn off as we walk under them. And I was like, why are those motion lights? When did we get motion lights? And she's like, we didn't. It's you. And I was like,
sorry.
Anubis will tell you that when there's technical difficulties, they'll be like, it's Jenna. And it's Jenna. Like some things just
that kind of sucks though. It's funny, and I don't mean to laugh, and it is fun, but sometimes it's like, well, fuck, you can't blame every bad thing on my ass. Like, what the fuck? Right?
No.
I mean,
they just know that like with me comes
another one.
Energy.
She's Lilac says Lilac's got some intuitives. She's been around. She hangs out with the dudes in Green Jelly, the old metal band Green Jelly. 3 Little Piggies, and I'm friends with her on Facebook. I'm also friends with Jenna. We're talking to Jenna. Real quick, I need to get one more beer, so I'm gonna put you on by yourself, and I want you to plug where people can find your shit, and I'll be right back.
First, to answer your question, while Adam gets a beer, you said that you deal with electrical difficulties. I think that's just not just the dead letting us know that like, hey, I'm with you. I'm constantly with you. Think about me. Don't forget about me. But also it's that energy that we bring, right? Things stick to certain people like glue. I am one of those people where like energy doesn't bounce off me, man. It just is like, and it hits me. Again, that's why I'll walk into a room, somebody will look at me, I'll make eye contact with them and be like, why do you hate me? Like I can instantly read their energy. Thank you. Correct. But yeah, electrical difficulties are something that do happen to quite a few people in paranormal investigators. It all depends again on what energy you're bringing.
I agree with that. Dylan, I reached out to Dylan in a couple weeks. Yeah.
Bitchapparel.com. That's my clothing line. I work for the Ed and Lorraine Warren Foundation. So anyone out there who feels afflicted by paranormal, wants to rid of that energy, wants to understand what's going on with that energy, you can contact the Ed and Lorraine Warren Foundation. We will do our very best to help the researchers there. I'm a huge researching nerd. That's what I'm good at. I'm super into history, and all day I call it, like I said, studying. Like I just read. That's like my hobby. And then
she's a nerd. All right, history geek.
Huge nerd. Don't let the makeup fool you, bro. I play The Sims, dude. I'm about as nerdy as it gets at heart.
Oh shit! I ain't played The Sims in a fucking minute. Wow, that'd be fun if I'll make them play that.
Such a nerd that I belong to Sims groups and subscribe to TSR, which is where you get the best Sims content.
All right, yeah. You're a fucking nerd. You're a fucking nerd chick. Sorry, but you are. Oh, nerds rule, Lilac says. All the chicks love you. Look at that stuff. Must be a real life thing. Dylan Wagner says, what's up? Dylan, what's up? Him and his old lady, Ariel, are going to be on in a couple of weeks, hopefully.
Very cool. But yeah, I have that, and again, the Ambulance in Nocte documentary, which will probably be out next year. The Verified Files with House of Anubis, that'll be out a lot sooner. Plugging PARAflixx, man. They
on the bottom of the rotating thing, guys. PARAflixx, the Warren Legacy, and maybe one day she'll write a book. Who knows? And obviously you do paratours, so to speak. I mean, you do events.
Going to be an English major, and I actually have been writing a book, and I know that sounds crazy, and it's been like 3 years.
Cheers. You need to, girl. You are full of energy and information. I mean, I love all my guests, and hopefully past guests don't get offended, but sometimes people just don't like to talk, and you are fucking a book of knowledge. We got 5 minutes left. We can always go over. I'm allowed literally a little bit more time. You want to go a little bit over? You have time?
You ask whatever you want to ask me. It's coming out.
You said it earlier. You can't back out in your word. We get 10, 12 watchers solid. I haven't had that many watchers in a while. At least not solid. So they love you. Thank you guys for watching. Please keep commenting. Keep questions, guys. You guys get questions for actually, you got a question for me? I'm switching it up. I'm asking every question every guest this season to ask me one question.
I do. So I remember when we had that call with the foundation, you were talking about UFOs and being really interested. And
you remember that?
I do. And I thought that was so interesting because what I do and, the whole parapsychology aspect of it. And it was so fascinating because for everything I try to touch base on paranormal wise, I literally know nothing about this. And we live really, really close, like minutes away from this Air Force base, I guess it is. And it's like notorious for UFO activity.
Vermont?
And yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I want to get you there so bad.
Is it not by Lake Champlain? You guys aren't by Lake Champlain, are you? No? Where's Vermont?
Abductions that you were talking about that happened were right there.
Really?
Yeah. So
Vermont?
I'm gonna send you the name of it after because like tons of articles on it and like how people have said that they see, and I know Padre like does not love this term, but and this is not coming from me. I am not saying this is what they are because I don't believe it is, but like I'm not gonna say the technical name you're not supposed to say, but like shapeshifters. People have seen a lot of really
yeah.
So I'm really trying to get the team there, and having you there would be awesome. So I want to know, my question is from you is like how much like how far into this do you get, and is it something you believe in? It'd be hard not to believe in other life form on other planets, but like what is your thought on this?
Oh, it's like as a whole as far as aliens go and UFOs and shit. Oh, that's a dope question. I've never been asked that. I feel like I've seen one growing up in Lisbon, Maine, Stephen King territory. Went to the same high school as him. It's very, very chill. There's only a couple streetlights in the town, and at night you just see things. And are they satellites? It's hard to tell.
Mm-hmm.
But I believe in everything from the Loch Ness Monster and mermaids to fucking greys to skinwalkers.
That's what they claim they see here. I didn't want to like throw it out there, but yeah, that's.
But I mean, it's.
And you're not supposed to say these things names is because it's like a bad omen, kind of. They say that like once you say the name,
there's a power-ish, or it kind of beckons them like a Ouija board would, I guess.
Right. Again, I've said it quite a few times in passing, and God would.
Well, I got reverse. I got one. I'm gonna stay right on that. What about you, girl? Have you seen a UFO? Have you experienced it? And if not, either way, even if you haven't, do you believe? Sounds like you do.
Hard not to when you have like Armstrong, the moon, like him being like, there is alien life form. I have seen it, or all of these people who work for NASA that are like, yes, we talk about it because yes, it's out there. You talk about the Loch Ness Monster. My big brother, who is a complete realist, like doesn't believe in paranormal, this just isn't his jam. He can't open his mind like that. Swears on his children's lives that he saw Champ. He's like, I saw this whole body, I saw the neck, I saw the head. He was like 7 years old, fishing with my uncle, and he like to this day is so shook by it and like can't wrap his head around what he saw.
He was 9.
he was like 7 or something. I don't quite remember. He was a kid. He was
I
like
knew
a
you
young.
guys were about Lake Champlain. I knew that. The champ, the monster. That's like for those of you who don't know, Lake Champlain, which is it borders what, Vermont, New York, I think
Yeah.
Ohio, maybe. And it's got Champ, which is like almost like a Loch Ness monster type thing. And holy shit, Jenna's brother saw it.
And my uncle says he saw it. They were like clear as day. This thing. I mean, it's like so hard to imagine, like things we don't even know about the ocean. You know what I mean? And what's in there? Like, how can we explain space? It's the same as paranormal, right? Like, we weren't really programmed to understand these things. We weren't really supposed to. And we're trying to wrap our head around these things that we're not supposed to understand in the fourth dimension. And it's like, we're just trying to like understand what we see and feel, and it's so incredibly hard.
You got a fucking brain on you, man. Most fucking people are worried about the new sitcom series or what the new fucking fashion line is about. And you're out there thinking questions that most 60-year-old fucking historians are baffled by.
Thank you.
Okay, we're at 8 o'clock. Can we go about another 10 minutes? Are you cool with that?
Let's do it.
I'm going 15. Fuck that.
Oh, fuck. We're going rogue. We're off road.
How about this? We got 9 watchers right now. Once we hit 4, we'll go off. So no one log off or I'll kill you. We're talking to Jenna Perry. Jenna, I asked you what your favorite. Someone actually asked earlier about questions about what your favorite horror movie was. We touched on that. You said Michael Myers gets you all hot and bothered. I got to agree with that. I got to say, honestly, for me, it's probably like you said too. It's Stephen King type shit. I love it, and my first horror movie ever was The Shining. I'm not gonna kill you. I'm just gonna bash your fucking brains in. Like that to me is my favorite. What's your favorite? Oh, go ahead. What?
I love that movie.
Yeah, you love it. Yeah, you do. You love the gory shit. What's your fave? What's your fave? If you want to get excited for an investigation or you're going somewhere, give me a couple bands. Rock, country, rap, metal. Give me a couple artists.
I'm a huge hip hop fan. I like EDM. My favorite artist of all time is Tech9. I love some metal. Rollo Tomasi is like just the greatest. Look up Contra Temps on Spotify. It's like the greatest song ever made to me. Huge Prince Jane type of girl. Seven Devils. I mean, that song fucking hits, bro. That song hits different. Seven Devils. Look it up.
I love that name. That's fucking dope.
Oh man, you gotta hear the song then. The song is so awesome.
I love Tech9 and Twisted. Tech9 does that Mike Myers song, that Psycho Bitch song. I don't want you calling me.
Oh yeah. Again, I've met Aaron Yates.
Oh, boss.
How many times? I'm just a huge fan. I have balls to the walls. Yeah, baby.
Fucking people.
I have a very eclectic music taste. I don't like country unless it's old school Garth Brooks. But I mean, I love. Thank you.
The gap.
Everybody's life, right? And everyone's like, I love music. There's not a time in my day I'm not listening to music. If my headphones aren't on, then it's blasting in the kitchen.
And if not, it's in your fucking head. Yeah, you're singing lyrics, yo. Yeah.
Constant for me. Music is my love language. Like when I send you a song, it's because, man, this song hit me in Frank, in some way. It just is how I communicate.
When you really think about it, and I know people are probably gonna give me shit for this, and I don't care because it's my show and you guys can fucking, I don't care. Think about it. Music is God's favorite thing, is music. And who is the number one saint of music? Lucifer. So you have Satan and God that are both infatuated with music. You can't go wrong. The good and the bad like music. You can't go wrong. I love everything from Slipknot to Pink Floyd to Mariah Carey to fucking I love old country as well. I love Conway Twitty and David Allen Co. I love
it's good. Yeah. No, that's true. It's like
the almost like Diane Ward. Ninja and Yolandi. I saw them in Boston in 2013.
Babies on Fire is what.
Babies on Fire.
Oh, I fucking love Diane Ward. I can't even believe you said that. My alone, because like not very many people know about Diane Ward.
It means the answer in African. They're from Cape Town, Africa.
No, you got to check out Babies on Fire video.
I've seen them play it live. I went on the Tension tour. I was on crutches in Boston, and they came out, and I was like, the fucking bass rubbed my lungs, and Yolandi threw her shirt, and I touched it, and she played what's the song in the beginning? The song from the first album, where it's about her. She's in the bathtub.
Well, I haven't seen the video. It's not Ninja, right?
But I forget. They played Babies on Fire. They played Foot Gelenaya, Foot Gelenaya, Foot Gelen, Foot.
And I love how she always wears like booty shorts that says "No ass, no tits," and
Oh no, she got one that says with an ass like this. Who needs tits with an ass like this?
Saw that one too, and I'm just like, God, you guys are.
Oh, thank you, Heather. That's my girl, Rich Bitch. Rich Bitch. Yeah. And she came out in gold spandex, shaking her ass. She pulled her spandex down, her gold thong, slapped her ass. Oh man.
Video where she has these big white rats. I have a huge fucking phobia of anything rodent, but it's so horrible. So in our first episode, I screamed like a little bitch because like if you check it out, but like there was an experience there with our camera woman. Her job was to just film me. So all of a sudden, and I'm not going to tell you why, it was a crazy experience. You'll have to tune in to PARAflixx and watch it. But
oh yeah, I'm gonna
screams, and I scream as a paranormal investigator who's seen a lot of weird shit. I screamed like a little fucking schoolgirl, and it wasn't because I was like, oh, she saw a ghost or there's something scary here. I was like, is there a fucking mouse? Is there a mouse in here? And I'm like freaking out, and I'm supposed to be this big bad paranormal investigator that's not scared of anything, and I'm like trying to stand on a chair, and I'm
girl, you're laying in 1800 coffin that like 900 vagabonds have died and laid in, and you're scared of a human fucking cat with a tail. But Heather, real quick, Heather, if you're watching, join us, Heather. I'll bring you on. You can talk to this chick. I gave her the link already, if you don't mind. Heather, go ahead, Heather, co-host. We'll get another 5 minutes. You're fucking amazing. I love your spunk, your attitude. I'm glad I got to know you. That's why I do these podcasts with people I don't know that much. And I reach out to you. I'm like, hey, last minute cancellation, you down? She's like, fucking right.
I just had surgery. I can't go to work.
I totally forgot, Jenna. I'm so sorry.
Please don't be sorry. You gave me a reason to look human tonight with not this big ass messy bun unshowered eating Doritos in my underwear. So I appreciate it. You motivated me.
You could have came out without makeup and glasses. No one would have given a fuck. You're a fucking awesome chick. You're fucking beautiful on the inside. I can tell for sure. Love the nose ring. Heather's got piercings too. She'd love that. Heather, if you get a chance to jump on, I'll bring you on. That's a great septum. Yeah. What gauge is that? 2 gauge? Oh, and I there too.
I have a couple on this side, one on this side that I'm not wearing my septum. I'm actually going to get my dermal pierced. I think I'm going to do it this weekend. I keep putting it off because I'm going to get my dermal pierced. I'm going to get my ass cheeks tattooed in a month.
Where the fuck have you been? Oh my God, Heather, we found ourselves a fucking nut. We got someone, let me guess, you go to thrift stores and shit too, don't you?
Oh my God. Oh God. I just found a vintage Gucci dress and I bought it for $50.
Dude, these people don't know what they got in these places.
Yeah, it's insane. I was like rummaging through this thrift store and I was like, does that say Gucci? And I looked it up online. I wanted to make sure it was authentic and I was like,
$50? Get that and run before they fucking know what they got, girl.
Literally was like, can I hear? Like I was like shaking. I was like, oh my God. Like
it'll take you another 100 times to find that deal. It'll take you another 100 trips. That's not like that Stephen King book I got. I ain't gonna find a first great copy of Christine. Get the fuck out of here.
Insane.
So I know we're gonna go a bit over. I feel like I can talk to you for another hour. I'm gonna have to have you back anyway. I'm definitely gonna have to meet you in person. Let's talk about real quick. Living in Vermont, you've been to one of my bucket lists, which I'm so fucking jealous. I feel like I've been everywhere.
12
Huh? Go ahead.
12 years old, I investigated there.
Emily's Bridge in Stowe, STOW, right by, it's almost by the Ben and Jerry factory, which is also Ben and Jerry graveyard. And of course, Beetlejuice filming sites. But Stowe, Vermont is Emily's Bridge, a covered bridge where she killed herself, right? She jumped off it. Is that the lore?
She jumped off it, yeah. Younger.
What did you catch?
Okay, so for me, being a seer, I could tell instantly when I got there. I was like, this is yeah, I'm ready. I'm gonna tap it. So I gotta tap in here. So this was more elemental, right? Like this was this water, this place. Not, I felt a person, I could feel a person, but this was like ground. And I don't know if it was in my head. I could like feel the bridge shift. And I knew it before I even stepped on that bridge. I knew I could feel the water. You know, I could feel the ground before I stepped on it. It was like it was pulsing. So I get on this bridge and I can feel it shift. I can feel it move, and I'm asking other people if they can feel it move, and they're like, you're insane, the bridge isn't moving. And I'm like, you guys don't feel it, you don't hear it in the wind, you don't smell it in the air. Wow, the energy here.
Residual energy from trauma, someone said. Yep.
Like things have happened here. Things have, the energy there was so intense. And again, tell you're not alone, but for me it was so much bigger than that. Like maybe there was a reason this girl did what she did that wasn't on her own. You know, maybe there was other energy there that was manipulating her. I don't know, but it was like so powerful. And I get asked to go there on a daily basis. Like people are like, will you bring us to Emily's Bridge? And I'm like, I don't know if I'm the right person to go with. I might really freak out. I'm going to have a different experience than you have, and you're not going to understand it. You're probably not going to feel what I feel and see what I see. What's weird is that in tap, in my head, I don't see a female. I don't see a female. There's a person. There's that residual energy of a person there, but I don't get this image like I usually do of like a female. And usually when I know somebody's there, man, I can see them like I'm seeing you in my head. I can describe how many wrinkles are on their forehead, what they're wearing, their age.
What did you feel about the age of this one that you feel? Is it younger?
No, it's not.
It's older, isn't it?
It's older.
Did you do research? Because an older man committed suicide there too.
Swear to God on my kids' lives.
Look at it, Google it. It took me a little bit of time, but
Emily's Bridge, because I did not want to know. I did not know that.
It's not just her. It's Jenna. Yeah, Jenna. It's not just her. You picked up on him.
Ah, that's beautiful. That's fucking beautiful. And this
what
is
do you feel about the suicide though? What do you? Is it torment? Is it? I don't know a lot about it. From what I hear, he was an older gentleman.
So what I feel is drawn to the water. I keep seeing like drawn to the water.
He was found by the water underneath it. He was found by the water.
Feel like he was
I don't know his name.
Person was drawn to the water for whatever reason. Again, if that energy was manipulating it, I don't know. Like if it was like jump, if it was something was telling him to kill himself.
Do you get that driving down the highway, driving down the road? Do you go by a manhole or go by maybe a spot and go, man, there's some sorrow here?
Every second, of every day. Death is all around us. It's happened everywhere we step. That I cannot recall in my life, even as a child, where I didn't sense energy every day, multiple times a day, whether it's a living human, again, that I'm like, you and I need to talk. We need to sit down. I fucking feel you, bro. Or death, or somebody that's passed, but every single day. And I
That's
get
a
so
lot on a young girl. That's a lot on any soul to bear. That's a gift and a curse, girl. You know that.
It is. But my thing is, like, I can't say I do anymore. I used to get really angry because people would doubt me, and then they would learn not to doubt me. And I would say, see, if you just listen to me, just listen. Like, I used to want to scream it. And again, that's where being a paranormal investigator and a female, you're like, I want to be heard. I don't want to be seen. In the last year, especially, I've come so much into my power and embraced it.
I feel like girls have come a long way. Females are not just like, oh yeah. Okay, you're pretty, sure. No, it's a lot more than that.
I'm not as deep as a frisbee, and I might look like that. I don't know, but I
look
see.
at this. You guys should do a joint investigation and sell tickets. It'd be amazing. Oh, me and her, you mean? Oh, that'd be fucking dope. Well, we're in the same legacy. We're New England people. If Jenna's willing to work with me, I'd love to meet her either in New Hampshire for like, I've been to the Ocean-born Mary's house, the girl who was born and saved by a pirate in Heineken. I've been to a lot of places. I've met Chris McKennell. I've been to the Warren Legacy or the Warren Occult Museum in Monroe. I've met all of them. Back in 2019, after my mom died, right after Lorraine died. Frankie was saying something. Jenna's been investigating the Essex County Asylum in the poorhouses that date back to the War of 1812. Jenna, you're fucking holding back the big shit. She will be the first ever to investigate the place with her team.
Yeah.
They have never let anyone in. Pardon me, because I'm burping in excitement.
Of
course, it's very active. Dead or buried. Thank you, Frankie. Well, Jenna's got to invite me to that.
Please come. Like, people that are close to us, especially, we love for them to come and join us. Rub it in.
We're in the legacy together. We're kind of blood, so to speak. I've met Chris. I had breakfast with him right after his grandmother died. He gave me the coat he wore to Lorraine's funeral. I still have it, the trench coat. Not trench coat. I'm sorry. I got a buzz. The overcoat he wore to Lorraine Warren's funeral. Trench coat. What the fuck? I have that, and I met Chris. I went to their house. I went to and I'm part of the legacy. And I'm not trying to use that as an excuse because I'm very respectful, and so is Heather. But I don't work with many people because I feel like people try to fuck me over, and they don't take me seriously. They think I'm just some stoner from Maine. But I know my shit, and I'm respectful. And I would love to work with you, Jenna.
Love for you to come with us. And my thing is to like
that's recorded.
Nice. Yeah, Adam, seriously, I'll let you know that we're going. And I'll send it.
I'm just playing. If not, that's fine. I'm not trying to bully my way in. I'm down. And the thing is, I'm reassured with you because a lot of people I know, they just want to be the next big fling, and you're just like fucking, I just want to help people. I want to learn.
If I can spend my life doing what I love, if I get paid for that, sure. So I can travel to these places. Great. That's great. I just want to do what I love. But like, I mean this, and like, I mean, you should totally go with us. I genuinely mean
that.
And again, this comes from like a place like we're touching on again of being like not just a pretty face or not somebody like I just want to be heard, and I can't say that enough, and like really advocate for women and women's rights, and that's what I do, and like being taken.
Frankie, you're always welcome. Write that down. I'm listening to you, Jen. I know you're right, and I appreciate that. And I'm not trying to bully my way in. I just like I said, since my mom died and since I died, and honestly, like pretty much my whole family doesn't talk to me. All I really have, dude, I'm alone in Milo, Maine. I shouldn't have said that. Whoops. I'm alone in Brownville, Maine. I'm by Bangor. I'm literally about a mile away from fucking Mount Katahdin, from the Appalachian Trail ending, Mount Katahdin, Maine, where fucking Wendigo and Bigfoot and UFO. I'm literally I got 1,200 people in my town, and they all ride four-wheelers and drinking shotguns and shit. So I'm very much alone. I'm 3 hours away, and I just want to get to know people, and I want to share my wealth and knowledge.
You're going to love working with us, and I mean that because
I would love that.
So, and I would be honored to have you, honestly. But this group and I, Frank, Bullfrog, Nate, oh man, I've gone to a lot of really famous, some of the most haunted places in the world now. and I don't get a lot, you know, and I really believe it's about a lot of times who you're with. And Nate, Frank, Bullfrog, and I, man, we pick up on shit everywhere we go together.
I feel the love. I feel the back. You got these fuckers back.
I have back like I have my parents back in the end.
No one fucks with this group. I can tell. I can tell you're sincere. I need real people.
You don't want a group of paranormal investigator weirdos on your ass. But you know, like I said, we're a family. We're a family, so we fight like a family. We bicker like a family. At the end of the day, man, truly I love these fucking guys.
That's what makes you tight, though, right?
It is. We all, like I said, we're all so different. Again, they call me, I'm the dark, Bullfrog's the light, Frank is the OG. You got Nate, who's like a genius. And like we all, like everywhere we go together, it doesn't matter where we investigate, we're gonna pick up on shit, and it's gonna be fucking weird. Like
I'm a fucking spaz, so I can join the group. You ain't gonna spaz in your fucking group. I love that. See, you're down with the clown, Jenna. You guys are full spectrum. You're not just like, let's eat some gummy bears, order pizza, and go sit in front of the house and go fucking woohoo TikTok. You guys want to know the whole round thing. Frankie's got this down, right?
Serious about our job. I mean, we're a bunch of fucking heathens, right? Like we're a bunch of misfits, swearing, cursing, you know, like we can get down. But we're also, when it comes to our job, man, we're so excited to fucking learn and see what we get.
You're respectful.
We are, and we get it, dude. When we're together, we fucking get it. Where like I said, I've been to haunted place. We are fucking hardcore. Like my team, I'd like to say it, man. I'm putting it out there where it's hardcore.
Oh, Balla, Johnny Kelly joins us. Misfits Unite. You see, I love you fucking cats. And I'm kind of new to the scene, man. Like I said, I've been a little fucking guy in Maine here. My mom died. I kind of stood back. I used to sing in a heavy metal band, Calling the Herd, for fucking 6 years, open up for Mushroom Head. Nice. You know, and I just thought I was a loser that liked to go to cemeteries, and I like to go to morgues, and I like to go. And then I found people like you guys that like this shit too. We're the misfits, Jenna, but there's a lot of misfits.
Like you are, and I know Frank feels the same way. You're welcome to come on. We'll send you a list of any investigation we go on. Join us. Because
I missed that Paracon. I will drive anywhere, girl. You know me. You see my shit. I'm fucking driving. I went to the birthplace of the hamburger in Connecticut there, the fucking Haven. Okay, so yeah, let's go. We're going into an hour and a half, and I'm sure you're gonna go. So we're gonna go the next 9 minutes. I'm gonna ask you.
You got it.
Give me your United States of America bucket list and your worldwide bucket list locations. Give me at least one or two of each. Go.
I can't even do that. I honestly.
Come on, you haven't been yet. Give me something. Something. New Orleans. You want to see the voodoo priestesses?
I have.
You've been to New Orleans?
Yeah, I took up
voodoo priestess. Have you been to Gettysburg?
Yep.
Fuck, Salem. You've been to.
I actually worked with a voodoo priestess for a little while ago, and in Littleton, there's witch doctor.
G. Allen's buried there. Yeah, Littleton, New Hampshire. The Beale House Inn is haunted. What's the name of that fucking carriage house? Oh, the Fair Inn. That's haunted. Fair Inn.
I'm not saying by any means that I've been everywhere. I definitely fucking haven't. But if you ask me my bucket list, I'm going to tell you it's grandma's house down the road. Like, I don't look at like.
I've never heard that.
Yeah.
Everybody says Dracula's Castle, Suicide Forest in Japan, Italy.
I weirdly get the least activity. I have to be honest with you.
Okay. What's your favorite place then? What's your favorite cemetery? What's your favorite dark place? Give me that one. Give me a couple.
So there's a cemetery in Stowe. I don't know the name.
Sorry for yelling.
But it's I'm just amped. But there's a cemetery in Stowe. I'd have to relook up the name that I visit often. I actually just went to this cemetery here in Vermont, was just like cruising by with some friends, and one of the guys was like laid on the brakes, and he's like, you got to see this place. And it was in the middle of the night, and I was shit-faced, bro. When I say I was shit-faced, I was shit-faced. So
that's the best time to explore, girl. That's the best time to go out tombstone hopping. Yeah.
Excited. And I'm like, fuck yeah. And I take out of the car running, and I trip over a gravestone, and I bite it so hard, and I fuck my shit all up. But I get up and I start running, and all of a sudden I go, everybody's out of the car. I go, there's a woman. I look at everyone, and I was like, there's a woman here. And she just says, okay, it's time to go.
To
I
you?
said, yeah. I said, she's telling me it's time to go. And
For
so
you to go or for her to go?
all of us.
For you
And
to leave, the humans.
all of us. And so I start walking back to the car. It's starting to rain, and I just beeline it right to the car because I'm like, "Oh, nobody's listening to me. I'm listening to you. I respect you. I hear what you're saying." And then his friends get back in the car and they're like, I hadn't told them. I didn't say I saw her, but I saw her, man. I saw she's fucking wearing like, aw. Thanks for saying it was wonderful. And they get in the car and I don't think they're believers. They didn't seem like it. And they're like all of them were like, we saw a lady. We just saw a lady. We just saw a lady. And I literally, the words that came out of my mouth is, I know, I told you. Like, what?
Yeah.
So I go to a lot of cemeteries. Cemeteries I don't like going to.
You keep a lot to yourself, though.
Oh.
You keep a lot to yourself because just the reaction people give you, it's just not, and I get that.
Like I said, I do try to dumb it down because not everybody asks for it. Not everybody wants to hear it. And yes, it'll come out. I have to say certain things. Sometimes I hold a little bit.
You're in a unique club, girl. You know that. You're in a very small number club. All right, 5 minutes left.
I want to be no.
We're going an hour and a half. Usually an hour drags on. So an hour and a half with you is pretty cool. You're a good chick. I'm glad I got to know you. Hopefully we can hook up sometime on some investigations. I know Heather would love to meet you. And I'm glad you came on, chick. I'll have to get you on another time.
Yeah, let's do it. It was so awesome to be on. I'm like so happy to meet you. And Heather, you seem dope as shit. So let's.
We'll do some shit in person. I mean, me and Heather, when her kids go on the weekends, we always like, okay, where can we go? We look up Atlas Obscura. You ever heard of that?
Yep.
It's free and it talks about everything. And we just try to go places and we go to restaurants. We get stoned, come home, watch wrestling, get baked, watch a horror movie.
That sounds my type of night, like right there. That is my life. So.
And I'm like, why does no one like to hang out with us? I'm like, I'm like always like, hey, if anybody's ever in Maine, and people come to Maine and they're always like, hey, I'm in Portland. I'm like, oh, they didn't message me. Like, what the fuck?
I must be weird. Oh wait, I'm fucking weird. Yeah.
So there's cats like you that are pretty cool. 4 minutes left to go. Let's plug some shit. The Warren Legacy Foundation for Paranormal Research. That's a unity. You message that as a whole. They'll guide you. If you're in Vermont, they're going to guide Jenna as helping. If you're in Nevada, Jenna's probably not going to help. So if you message her, she'll probably just tell you, message them. So they'll message you. But let's talk. Oh, go ahead.
I don't like put a lot of stock into social media. I know I'm supposed to. My old manager told me to all the time, but I didn't. I mean, all of your listeners have to be fucking cool. So if you go to _ghost bitch with 2 eyes on Insta, that's where you can find me.
Big G little HOSTBIITCHAPPER.
EL.
Apparel.com. She got shirts and stickers and shit, hats and shit.
That's my clothing line, but if you find me _ghost bitch apparel and you have a question for me, I will genuinely try to find the time to help you and answer it. I don't always get back to people instantly, but I will do my very best. If you ask me for a reading, again, I don't charge for them. The type of person I am is if I see something, I say something, say something. I don't charge. I don't believe in charging for helping people. I just don't.
She'll take tips. Don't be modest now. There's a way to do it.
Favors. I mean, whatever. Tomatoes.
She's very free. She's very hippie-ish. She's very nudist colony-ish, which she's in.
I up on one, so it's hard not to be. You know what I mean?
Another question, real quick. What's some of your favorite crystals? I know we get a little bit of time.
Not going to believe this. You're not going to.
Don't say nothing.
I don't fuck with crystals. I believe
really
the moon cycles and I believe it manipulating energy. I don't fuck with crystals. I never got into it. I don't know enough about it to fuck with crystals. I really just go by my own inner intuition. Okay. I don't need anything to enhance that, manipulate that. I get flirting to crystals 100%. I've never put stock into them because I've never used them. So I don't know what they can or can't do. Crystals are not for me.
Sage, incense, maybe a little bit
holy water, petroleum. I don't fuck with sage because I like to fuck with the heavy hitters like Palo Santo. Thank you, Frank, for teaching me about it. Sage So just child's play.
Fucking wood from Jerusalem. It takes like 8 years to dry.
It's from a
And
holy
it smells
tree.
like it smells like a fucking virgin. It smells like a nun's vagina. It's very beautiful.
A what vagina?
A nun, I guess. I don't know. I try to be PG.
See, and nothing's ever been in there. So,
But it's very rare, and I think it's very blessed. That's cool that you like Palo Santo. A lot of people don't even know what that shit is.
yeah, I don't fuck with sage. I get again, like, please don't at me. Like, I don't fucking care what anyone else does. I love it. I love your uniqueness, who you are, what you believe in. It's just not what I do. Like I said, I go by my own inner tuition. And
and you're on Instagram, you're on YouTube, no? TikTok?
Our House of Anubis has a YouTube channel. We'll be putting out new content. Yeah.
Let's talk about that real quick. Coming on PARAflixx, PARAFLIXX.
Yes. And then the files, by These Strange Times have a hand in that. And that's a very cool look it up. Very cool newspaper. I mean, just fascinating. So you should fucking check that out. So I got a couple projects coming out. I'm really excited to be back home with the family, House of Anubis. We had a team member, Bullfrog Benjamin. It was like my soul brother. He left. He moved away. Now we are back, reunited, man, stronger than fucking ever. And when I say things as a paranormal investigator, like we're gonna blow the fucking roof off of it with this thing. We're not actors. We're there to find truth, man. And when I say we're gonna dive into it, we're gonna fucking dive into it. So
I love that. Respect. I can't fucking wait to see it. I'm gonna share it all over the place. Well, 2 minutes left to go. Real quick, last question. Favorite food? Go to after a big investigation. Big burger, big pizza, tacos.
Man, you're gonna find this so fucked up. I don't like burgers. I don't like French fries. I don't like ice cream. I don't think I'm American, honestly.
You're not human, girl.
Vietnamese food is my absolute favorite, and then Vietnamese food.
Oh, I never had that. Is that not like Chinese Thai? No.
And no, it's different. It's definitely different. Has their own unique seasonings. It's fucking great, man. Find a Vietnamese place. Or make it. I love making it. And then sushi. Of course, good sushi. And then cereal. I really fuck with cereal.
Cereal's dope. Lilac asked real quick, do you have a good go-to food when you feel drained from too many spirits? Something like comfort food. Cereal, probably.
A positive blood type. So people who are A positive crave vegetables. I don't like fruit. Again, who the fuck am I? I don't like fruit. I love all veggies. After I come home from an investigation, I ground myself. For those of you who know what that is, I get naked. I stick my feet in the earth, and I let it all go. All that energy, right? It's going to be
on PARAflixx. You lost me eating cereal, being naked. I'm like, what the fuck's going on here? What did this show turn into? People are gonna start X-rating me. So yeah, fuck yeah, cereal. Yeah, sure. So anyway, Jenna Perry, killer guest. I'm sure right now the radio shows. The owner of the radio show, his mother passed away, so we're taking the rest of the year off, I think. Yeah. Once we're back on, it's audio only, but I'd love to have you on my show. And Heather does Witch and Life Guide, so I'm sure she'd love to have you on too. So, Adam, we're busy being naked eating cereal right now. Lilac, you son of a bitch. What Heather's doing, trust me, that's why she's not commenting. So shit, Jenna, thank you for coming on. I appreciate your time. I appreciate your friendship, getting to know you.
Super fun.
Yeah. I'll have the hard copy up on YouTube. And then maybe at some point, I don't like to repeat, but if I have you and Joe Frankie on, or Frankie Frankie, it's a lot of crazy names. If I have you guys like you on with someone else, like a pair, it's not so tedious. So I'm going to look into that and get you on with someone else, because I got to talk to you again, girl.
Great. All right. Sounds good. Have a great night, you too. Thanks, Nikki.
And thank you guys for watching Historically Haunted Vodcast. Like I said, right now the radio show's not on Friday nights. So I'm going to do the vodcast every Tuesday. And I'm going to look into getting Jenna probably We have some openings, I think, in February. Maybe get her on with Frankie Frankie and Frankie Frank and Joe Frankie, and maybe a couple of the people, and we'll talk to them. And if not, we'll have her again because it's my show, and I fucking think she's an awesome chick and knows what she's talking about. So check her out. Check out all the shit